Hello beautiful people, Lady M here, and I've just crawled out of the Brooklyn Gowanus, and I'm back for episode 5 of Peluca Party. I'm here to show you glamour and fashion and all things New York City as only I can, a drag queen living in Brooklyn. This week we've got a real treat, honey. We take a field trip to the Brooklyn Museum to see the glamorous exhibit that is Mugler, as well as a Get Ready With Me drag, monster mash style, something no one's been asking for, but I'm going to show it to you anyway. So buckle up, buckaroos. Mother's waiting. So on a sunny Tuesday in May, I ran to the Brooklyn Museum to see Mugler. Imagine a fashion guru with a dash of mischief and a sprinkle of magic. That's Thierry Mugler, baby. He's the mastermind behind jaw-dropping haute couture, making runway models look like fabulous alien superheroes. With his mind-blowing designs and a touch of quirkiness, Mugler can turn a simple dress into rocket-propelled fashion statements. He's not just a fashion designer, he's a wizard of style, honey. He began his journey in the world of fashion during the glamorous and rebellious 1970s with audacious designs that merged science fiction and haute couture. With a designer like Mugler, who's referenced so many times over, there's nothing like seeing the genuine, real article in person. He fearlessly broke down norms of casting by including drag queens and adult entertainers as models, injecting his shows with captivating theatricality. Mugler's unconventional use of materials from metal to plastic defied gravity and also gave us avant-garde silhouettes that mesmerized the eyes. I mean, attire. It literally is attire. Just the more is more approach of Mugler, I mean, feathers on top of beading on top of beading. It's something as a drag artist I can definitely appreciate. And he didn't stop there. He also expanded his artistic vision into the arena of fragrance. With Alien and Angel, he crafted perfumes as immersive experiences, encased in elaborate bottles created by esteemed artisans. These bottles also became iconic works of art just like his fashion.
Mugler's visionary impact on the fashion industry remains immeasurable, leaving his mark on countless designers inspired by his extraordinary legacy.
Hello, beautiful people. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe.
And welcome back to my atelier, my drag laboratory, and my hall of wigs. Today, Lady M presents for you a monster mashup, get ready with me style makeup video. Like all artists, we all have different mediums, and in addition to having a degree in painting, I also use makeup as a medium. All of this to say, I'm not a licensed makeup artist, but I do approach it as a fine artist, and sometimes when it calls for it, I do approach doing makeup sort of like creating a fashion illustration or turning myself into a living painting. In today's sort of editorial creative makeup, I drew inspiration from several different places. As you saw earlier in the video, I went to the Mugler exhibit, which was a heavy influence on the headpiece I wanted to make. I was influenced by the artist Is She Hungry on Instagram. I'll insert a photo here. Not directly any specific makeups, but just doing something a little more elaborate with the nose lip area, which is something I don't always get to do in a beauty makeup. I was also influenced by a lot of the Studio Ghibli films, which I've been watching recently. Just sort of whimsical, sort of character-driven makeup, something of that vein as well. I was also influenced by Isis Couture of Canada's Drag Race, and a particular runway makeup she did. Now I've really dove in with some beautiful green colors here and built up some product. I started off with my eyebrows blocked. My preferred method is to use Prozaid and a sort of tinted color powder to sort of get that layer in there and help color correct. And then I build it up with Krylon TV Paint Stick, a classic. I've also gone in with white cream color to start highlighting the center of my forehead and then set it with a corresponding powder. With a lot of my makeup, I approach it the same way you would underpaint a painting. So I use the wet cream layers to build up depth of color, and then I try to set them with roughly corresponding powders. Sometimes you can tint things a little bit depending on shades you're trying to get, but I try to coordinate as closely as possible. You can see me looking in the mirror and then checking back and forth. Usually that's my preferred method for symmetry, is to do something on one side and then immediately mirror it on the other, and then sort of tweak here and there at certain angles if I messed up. But usually it works out for me, and so far we haven't had any major problems. Here I've started the process of blackening my under eye and sort of trying to weight it and bring it down and change my eye shape. Almost eye bags in essence, something you wouldn't normally do in a beauty makeup. Trying to make the eye sag actually, so almost anti-beauty makeup maybe. Here I've gone in with a liquid black eyeliner, and I just sort of crisp up that round shape under my eyes, as well as start on the lower half of my face with foundation. I like to put a thin layer of foundation over a primer, and then I use a little bit of orange to sort of color correct, and then after that I'm going to set it with powder, and hopefully no beard pokes through. While the powder layer is baking on my lower half of my face, I have broken out my little glitters. Shimmers, glitters, any of that kind of stuff. I'm just sort of now finger painting and layering it up to sort of add dimension and depth to the face, as well as little pops of color depending on the shade. I'm just hitting the usual highlight spots, the brow bone, the center of the lid, as well as the high points of the cheek. Now it is time for blush, and Mama does love some blush. Blushing the nose and blushing the cheeks. Because this makeup look is going to be very tight around my face and frame it in a hood, I am definitely just focusing the makeup on that center part of my face. Usually I would also block out my sideburns and sometimes a little bit of my hairline to lift up my face a little bit. But today we are just going ham on makeup. This is the part of the makeup which I didn't have fully figured out and is what you'd call a little more artistic time where I go back and forth a lot, but it shows that not always do you have everything perfectly planned when you start, especially with a lot of different inspirations that you're trying to meld into one cohesive makeup. Here I start on my lips, and I decided to start off with the yellows and the greens like I had used before in my eyes. Draw out the outer corners of my lips and try and come up with a shape that was a little more artistic than just your normal lip shape. As you can see, this portion was a little trial and error with me trying to rough out the shapes, clean them up, as well as testing a couple different lip colors to find the one that I think really fit the look that I was going for today. Thinking about the drips that I was going to finish off my makeup look, I decided to give a little more hint of color and lilac and this sort of blue under my eye, meld it with those upcoming elements I knew I was going to add to the makeup. And now for the part that made me nervous, which was dripping wet liquid color all over my face. So I started with the under eye, added a tear shadow, if you will. And now we just dove right in with our mixture of water activated liner and a lot of water, and try to carefully and artistically watercolor my face. The fun part about this is you never know where they're going to go, so sometimes they go where you don't want them, sometimes they do, but it's always fun to see what happens. It wouldn't be a little fun creative pursuit without a little danger involved now, would it? And to really finish things off, we're going to break out some faux pearls and stick them on my face. Why use one type of glitter when 16 different types layered over each other will do? Am I right? For this look, I didn't want to rely on the typical eyeliner and big black drag eyelashes, so I'm using some off-white eyelashes and covering my eyelashes in white mascara. And that's the makeup before the finished styling. Let me know, beautiful people, if you want to see more makeup from Lady M.
Hello, beautiful people. Thanks for watching. I can't wait to see you again on another wonderful episode of Peluca Party. As always, like, share, comment, and subscribe. Check us out on Instagram while you're at it. There's more fun things there as well. Love, Lady M. Bye-bye.